A theatre company has pulled a play from Sheffield's Crucible in response to the staging of a musical criticised for its portrayal of Vietnamese people. New Earth, a group of British East and Southeast Asian artists, said Miss Saigon contained damaging tropes, misogyny, and racism. Its own production, Worth, had been due to run before the musical in June. Sheffield Theatres, which runs the Crucible, said it respected the decision to cancel the play. The venue's creative directors acknowledged Miss Saigon's divisive performance history and the upset it has caused. In a statement they said they had approached the new production being sensitive to the issue, adding they believe this is a chance for us to engage in a fresh way with a majority East and Southeast Asian company reframing the story. Miss Saigon, which tells the story of the relationship between a young Vietnamese sex worker and an American soldier during the Vietnam War, sparked anger when it first opened in London's West End in 1989 with white actors wearing eye prostheses to make them look more Asian. Written by Claude Michel Sca Chanberg and Elaine Bubble and based on Giacomo Puccini's 1904 opera Madame Butterfly, it later transferred to Broadway and won multiple prizes including 2 Laurence Olivier and 3 Tony Awards. New Earth said Miss Saigon remains a very contentious musical since its release over 30 years ago, having hurt and angered many viewers due to its highly problematic narrative and portrayal of the Vietnam War and Vietnamese people. We recognize concerns from our team that working alongside a musical that perpetuates deeply held notions of Asian inferiority would impact their well-being, added a joint statement from the company and Chester-based CO producers Story House. Beats, an advocacy group for British East and Southeast Asian theatre workers, said Miss Saigon fetishized and hypersexualized Vietnamese women and erased the real experience of war and violence suffered by millions. It called the Crucible's decision to stage the musical in July deeply traumatizing. Robert Hastie and Anthony Lau, directors of the Crucible's production of Miss Saigon, said they had taken a new approach which they hoped would shift the perspective on the show. The reimagining of any classic is about viewing stories through new lenses, that speak to the world as it is today as much as what it was or might have been, they added in a joint statement. Follow BBC Yorkshire on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Send your story ideas to yorkslinks.news@bbc.co.uk. The BBC is not responsible for the content of external sites.